The Granny Ripper, the chilling story of Tamara Samsonova. St. Petersburg is a city of beauty, history, and shadows. On the surface, it is a place of romance. Its canals, palaces, and cobblestone streets lure millions of tourists every year. But beneath that elegance, the city also hides something darker. For centuries, stories of murder and madness have lingered in its foggy air. And in 2015, the world learned that one of its quietest residents, a woman who seemed like just another grandmother in the neighborhood, had lived a double life. Her name was Tamara Samsonova, but she is remembered by another name now, the Granny Ripper. An ordinary old woman. Tamara Mitrofanovna Samsonova was born in 1947 in Russia's Far East, before eventually moving to Leningrad, now St. Petersburg. She studied at the Institute of Languages, worked for a while in the hospitality industry, and later settled into a quiet life with her husband. Neighbors described her as polite, reserved, even lonely. She was the kind of older woman you might pass in the stairwell without a second thought, carrying groceries, bundled in a scarf against the Russian winter, always looking ordinary. But ordinary was a mask. Behind the image of a gentle grandmother, Samsonova kept journals, dozens of notebooks filled with bizarre writings in multiple languages, where she confessed to crimes, scribbled about dismemberment, and seemed to drift between reality and madness. Her husband disappeared in 2000. Officially, he went missing, and Tamara never gave clear answers about what happened. Friends and family assumed he had abandoned her or moved away. Police never found his body. Looking back, investigators wonder if he was her first victim. The neighbor who never returned. For years after her husband's disappearance, Tamara lived quietly in her apartment on Dimitrov Street. But her health was declining, and she often quarreled with her neighbors. In March 2015, she befriended a woman named Valentina Ulanova, a 79-year-old who lived nearby. At first, it seemed like companionship. Valentina let Tamara stay with her when she needed help. But tensions grew. Tamara was difficult, intrusive, and manipulative. Their friendship soured into conflict. On July 23, 2015, after yet another argument, Samsonova decided to end the problem in her own way. She bought sleeping pills at the pharmacy and mixed them into Valentina's salad. When the older woman fell unconscious, Tamara slit her throat with a kitchen knife. But she didn't stop there. Samsonova methodically dismembered Valentina's body in the bathroom, using knives and a saw. Piece by piece, she placed the remains into plastic bags and cooking pots. In the middle of the night, she carried them outside and dumped them near a pond in the city. The scene sounds like something from a horror film, but this was real. The discovery. The next morning, a local man walking his dog near the pond noticed something strange. A black plastic bag floating in the water. When he opened it, he found human body parts. Police were called immediately. Within hours, more bags appeared in the area. Arms, legs, a torso. The head was missing. The killer had tried to erase the victim's identity. At first, the police had no idea who the victim was. But surveillance cameras in the building soon revealed a shocking clue: an elderly woman, Tamara Samsonova, dragging large plastic bags out of the apartment building late at night. When police entered Valentina's flat, they found it in disarray. And when they searched Samsonova's own apartment, they uncovered something even more disturbing: her diaries. The diaries of a killer. The journals filled dozens of volumes, stretching back years. Inside, Samsonova had written strange, rambling entries in Russian, English, and German. September 25, 2025, 12:56. Some were mundane, shopping lists, daily thoughts. But others were chilling. One entry read: I killed my tenant Volodya, cut him into pieces in the bathroom with a knife, put the pieces in plastic bags, and threw them away in different parts of Frunzensky district. The name Volodya, short for Vladimir, may have referred to a man who had rented a room from her years earlier and later disappeared. No body was ever found. Another entry seemed to confess to poisoning and killing yet another man. Some entries were indecipherable, but the tone was always the same, calm, detached, almost casual about murder. Investigators realized they weren't just looking at the killer of Valentina Ulanova. They might be facing a serial murderer. How many victims? Officially, Samsonova was only convicted of killing Valentina. But police suspect she may have been responsible for many more deaths over the years. Her missing husband. The tenant named Vladimir. Possibly others whose names never made it into the official record. Some investigators suggested as many as 10 to 12 victims, though no proof has ever been confirmed. What made the case so eerie was not only the crimes themselves, but who committed them. In Russia, as in much of the world, elderly women are rarely imagined as violent killers. They're seen as caretakers, not predators. Yet here was a grandmother calmly drugging, stabbing, and dismembering her neighbors. The arrest. When police confronted Samsonova, she did not react with panic. Instead, she smiled. In one video clip from the courtroom, she even blew a kiss to journalists, as if she enjoyed the attention. She confessed freely to killing Valentina. In fact, she told the police she had been planning the murder for days, and after doing it, she felt relieved. She did not weep, did not beg for mercy. If anything, she seemed proud. When asked why she killed, her explanations were bizarre and contradictory. At times she claimed she was forced to do it. Other times she suggested she enjoyed it. And sometimes she hinted at madness, saying voices told her what to do. Trial and sentence. In 2016, the court ruled that Tamara Samsonova was mentally unfit to stand trial. She was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and sent to a psychiatric hospital indefinitely. That decision frustrated some investigators, who felt she deserved to face full justice. But others believed it was the only explanation for her long, strange life of crime. To this day, Samsonova remains in custody, her exact fate hidden behind the closed doors of Russia's psychiatric system. The Granny Ripper. The media quickly gave her a name, the Granny Ripper. Newspapers across the world ran headlines about the sweet old woman who chopped up her neighbors. The contrast between her age, her appearance, and the brutality of her crimes shocked audiences everywhere. But perhaps the most unsettling detail of all was this: if not for a chance discovery by a man walking his dog, Tamara might never have been caught. She might have continued her quiet life, smiling politely at neighbors, while writing more confessions in her diaries. The horror behind the smile. What makes the story of Tamara Samsonova so chilling is not just the blood and violence, it's the mask of normalcy. We all expect danger to look a certain way. A young man with a violent record, a stranger in a dark alley. But danger can also wear the face of someone ordinary. Someone who looks like a grandmother, offering tea and biscuits. Someone who blends into the crowd so well that even police ignore the warning signs. Her neighbors had noticed her odd behavior for years, her sudden outbursts, her strange ramblings, but no one imagined she was hiding such darkness. Epilogue. Today, the story of the Granny Ripper continues to fascinate and disturb true crime fans around the world. She reminds us that evil doesn't always appear where we expect it. Sometimes it lives next door. Sometimes it wears a scarf and carries groceries.